Well, welcome to this webinar, which is how to get guaranteed more care staff within 7 days without using recruitment agencies or job boards. I will be presenting for around about 15 minutes. It will be brief, so please be ready. Take some notes, turn off that smartphone, stop the notifications. That would be wonderful. I'll just ask you please to be attentive because there'll be some real value here, I promise. This presentation webinar is focused on strategy. We're not going to go into the ins and outs details. Be focused on strategy. And if you've got any questions, then please ask them in chat as we go. That's as we go. Ask any questions in chat. Who am I? Firstly, I am founder of Spring Up PR. We help care operators get guaranteed more leads and inquiries by proven PR marketing methods to increase occupancy faster. And we also, and most relevant to this webinar, we help care operators get guaranteed more care staff via PR plus Facebook ads and personal follow-up. This is a proven strategy, ladies and gentlemen. There's going to be live data on this from real live care operators using this strategy. Now, there are 3 steps to this strategy. Remember, questions and comments, please. 3 steps. The first one, which I call the foundations, is this PR, stroke profile raising, stroke awareness. You need to be seen as a great place to work. You need to get noticed. Again, it's sometimes called PR. It's profile raising, brand awareness, brand recognition. And for care operators using this strategy, usually the main platforms for this are the media coverage, that's regional television and radio, that's local press, and that's online press as well. And digitally, mainly where your care staff, they can be found on Facebook. So Facebook boosts is a great strategy to make sure tens of thousands of people targeted by Facebook get to learn about you as a great home or an operator as a great place to work. Organic does not cut it. What I mean by that, you put a post on Facebook and maybe 200 people see it. Will not cut it. You need tens of thousands of people to be seeing your good news stories to know about your home as a great employer. So boosts, Facebook boosts is the way to do that. Here's some examples, part of step 1. I just want to give you some examples. Press coverage. Top left, there's television, there's newspapers, we have television, we have online press, and there's a lot of television here. There are great opportunities for you on regional TV and BBC. Any questions about how to do all this, put them in chat, please. I want to give you one anecdote here about how this can help you get noticed. A CEO who we used to help out with their care operator, every day he used to take a train into his place of work. Every day he used to order a taxi and he'd say, hi, can you please take me to name of care centre? And the taxi driver would go, well, where's that? And the CEO would give the address for care centre. After doing this profile raising for around about 6 months, intense, they were everywhere. CEO asked the same question. Can you take me please to so-and-so care centre? And what did the taxi driver say? He said, that's the place where so-and-so is being cared for, because there happened to be a great story about a particular resident and how he's being cared for. And sure enough, the taxi driver knew all about this care home. So that, of course, if a taxi driver does, you can be sure that those prospective care workers do. I want to give you an example of what I mean by big engagement on Facebook. Organic posts do not cut it. look down at the bottom here. I don't know if you can see this, 634 likes for this wonderful good news story about how this particular care worker loved her care job. And look down here at the bottom, if you can see where my cursor is, 98 comments, 10 shares. This is tens of thousands of people seeing and many of them commenting. Look at the great comments that we have here. This is praising the home, praising the staff. This is what you need to do as part of the step 1 strategy. Step 2, Facebook ads. Well, why? Why Facebook ads? Firstly, look at this top number. 100% of care operators will be using Indeed and other job boards. Everyone is. It's saturated. But 0.5, less than 0.5% will be using Facebook ads properly. You see where I've done there, I've bolded that properly. Facebook is for operators wanting to be proactive and innovative to get results. I know how it is a recruitment headache right now for staff, including care staff. Facebook ads enable you to target by particularly on locality. There's various other ways you can target. Michael, our Facebook ads specialist, can answer any questions in chat if you would like him to do so. Do's and don'ts about Facebook ads. And remember, this is not getting into the weeds of technicalities. I just want to give you some strategic do's and don'ts. And here you see on the right, there's some nice example Facebook ads. Do mix up those campaigns and ads. Use dozens of different variations. Don't think that you know best about what ad will work best. Facebook's algorithm will tell you what works best. That's the beauty of the data-driven Facebook strategy. Do use smartphones and videos. For real person videos for these Facebook ads, peer-to-peer, person-to-person, that's the way to go on Facebook ads. Don't worry about being overly professional. Thinking about it being overly professional will stop you implementing fast. Do be human in these ads and in these words. You'll notice here there's a look and feel of very, very human. Don't always write a job ad. That's the strategy here, is you want to entice people to work with you by celebrating your home as a great place to work, the culture, who they'll be working with, stories about your staff. You don't write a job ad. Job ads have their place, but don't always write a job ad. Now, the key element with Facebook ads in this strategy is you need to be getting the name, phone number, and email address. Name, phone number, and email address of using Facebook ads. And it's again getting into the weeds a bit. This is something called a Facebook lead forms. Facebook lead forms. These are what you must be using. Don't use Facebook ads to drive people to your website or job application page. You're going to lose people. You can use Facebook lead forms to get their name, phone number, and email address. And then on that lead form, this is where it gets really interesting. You can ask them qualifying questions. You need to filter out time wasters. Now, and before I move on to the next slide, any questions, please put them in chat. I want to give you some real live data. This is real live data from care operators using this strategy. So firstly, right at the very top, we have an urban care operator with 3 homes. Over 6 months, they had 80 interest applicants using this strategy for permanent nurse vacancies and 200 for care staff. That's total. A rural care operator, for those who might be thinking, how does this work for a rural care operator? So here is the data from 6 weeks, December to January 24th, 84 interested applicants for day and night care workers and senior care workers at £11.50 per applicant. Any questions on this data? This is real live data. Please put it in comments, in chat. Step 3. So remember, step 1, awareness. Step 2, Facebook ads. Step 3, telephone, calling, email. Of these leads you are getting via Facebook, you do have to work, but where there's work, there's results. So this step 3, what is it by phone and email? Remember, please, these are Facebook leads. They are not applications. You are grabbing people, if you like, from Facebook to entice them to work with you. So this is where the work comes in. You need to be speaking and engaging with them. So you must be phoning them, emailing, leaving voice messages repeatedly. You want to be getting their CVs if necessary. You want to qualify them as suitable or ready for interview. This is what you're doing here. You're getting in contact with them to find out if they are ready for interview. And point number, that should be 4, is follow up and follow up again. Yeah, remember, these are leads. You need to show this lead from Facebook that you're interested in them. You're going to show them the love. And why? And this is where it gets good. Because here is the real live data from a two rural home operator using this strategy. And look, it is up to the February the 8th. This was done up today. We checked the latest data today. Total of £1,258 in Facebook ads, 119 applicants. That's leads at £10.57 per applicant, or let's call it leads to be a little bit more precise. Now, the work comes in. 40 for the daycare workers, 45 of them are followed up and contacted via phone and email. 12 of them are judged to be suitable for interview. That's 27% hit rate on those that you contact. Senior care workers, 14 contacted via phone and email. Again, that's all that follow-up I was talking about the previous slide. 4 referred for interview. That's 29%. Night care workers, 27 contacted via phone and email. We know how hard it is to get night workers. 12 referred for interview. That's 44%. You would never have got these prospects, workers, if you hadn't ever used Facebook. In this case, it's care operator. So as of today, it's still ongoing, 5 new care worker recruits, 5 from this strategy. That's £251 per new care worker employer, £251 per new care employee. So I want to show you this slide as well. I hope you can see and zoom in a bit. This is what we call a heat map, and this is what we do following up those Facebook leads, and it gives you an indication. Every column here, every column is one individual lead, but those in green after that follow-up have been judged suitable for interview. And you can, this is real live data. I've just deleted anything that would reveal who it is. You can see all the notes put here under comments if you look at some of the comments. And this is consistent follow-up. And there's a CV received. And you can adapt this to yourself. But again, look at that, those numbers of greens. This is just a sample from the whole heat map. So we've probably been around about 15 minutes. That's the strategy. Again, any questions, please put them in chat. This strategy works, but don't take my word for it. Here's some responses from operators using this strategy right now. So that's my presentation. Short and sweet, I know, but I really wanted to get through the strategy to you. Those 3 steps, that's the 3 steps for this strategy. Thank you very, very much for your time. I'm going to come to chat and answer your questions in a moment. But finally, if you're wondering if this strategy could work for you, then please apply for a free 30-minute roadmap Zoom call with myself. Don't worry, there'll be no yucky sales pitch on this. But this roadmap call is not for everyone. You will have to apply, please. Just email roadmap to hello@springup-pr.com. That's hello@springup-pr. And please do it now. Just do it now. Roadmap to hello@springup-pr.com. And I'll pick it up myself and have a look at your application. So that's great. So I've got some questions coming in. Now, Michael, our Facebook ads specialist might join in here.
Hi there.
Hi, Michael. So let's see what we've got here. Debbie asked, we'll get a copy of the presentation. Yes, thanks, Debbie. Yes, and then one for you, Michael. Simon Crowther asked, hi, Simon. Can you substitute Facebook lead forms with a third-party form capturing a CRM? I guess with a third-party form, you might be thinking about a landing page.
Yeah, I'm happy to take this one.
Yeah, go on, fire away.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, it's a good question, and thanks for that, Simon. The short answer is yes, you can. Okay, your experience, and certainly my experience, has been that it's best not to. It's better to use the Facebook lead form. The reason for that is a couple of reasons. One, load times. So if you use an external link to take you from Facebook to an external page, people are so fickle on Facebook that if there's any more than even like a second, or if there's just a pause, if just a server pause or something, they'll just bounce off and they'll just cancel and shut down the page. There's also an interesting stat which states that as much as 2/3 of Facebook users will close an external window versus just using a Facebook lead form, just because they don't like getting taken out of the app, and they don't like getting taken to a page that they've never been before. It's just a familiarity thing, and certainly that's borne out in terms of when we've previously used landing pages versus using a lead form. And the lead form also captures the data that person is using right now on Facebook. It means that it captures their email address and that they're using for Facebook, so we know that's an active email as well. So you're getting information from them, and that is live, up to date, and it's being used by the user. So those are all reasons why we use the lead form. Also, it's in Facebook, and you can also track the leads. To answer your question about perhaps trying to use that information to capture it in a CRM, you can also use a third-party application to then capture that information and put it into an Excel spreadsheet, and then you can use that file in whichever way you want to upload directly to a CRM. Don't worry about that then becoming a manual task. That's something that can be very easily, you can link it up to MailChimp, you can link it up to HubSpot, whichever Salesforce, whatever third-party application you use for your CRM. So yeah, good question. But so in short, yes, you can. But my recommendation would be just use Facebook lead form. All that information is there, and you get a lot of good data out of that in terms of who's responding to you and all that good stuff. Hopefully that answered that for you, Simon. Let me know if you want anything else.
Thanks, Michael. Thank you, Simon. One from Catherine. Hi, Catherine. Would you recommend using Facebook jobs?
Short answer, no. Again, because with this being targeted, you can go obviously to like a range, and also just the format for it in terms of you can do things like you can put the ads into like a carousel. You can put up videos. You're not limited in any way, and just by putting it out as a special. You need to put it as a special ad category, as an employment ad category. It just reaches more people, and you get more data back in terms of who it's reached. If you're putting out a video, it tells you how many people have watched the video, how long they've watched the video. There's just a whole raft of data that you're missing out on by not using Facebook paid ads. So certainly it's an option for you. By all means, certainly use Facebook jobs. I'm not here to promote Facebook, incidentally. I'm just telling, it's certainly the platform that we've used that's borne most results for us, for us and our clients, has always been the paid Facebook ads strategy. So hopefully that answers your question there, Catherine.
Great, thank you. I see that, Martine, yes, we will share the slides. You'll get a copy of this.
See, now, Catherine's asked another question about you've used this strategy before, but put very little money behind it. Catherine, that's actually the key. And also, we had a question from someone else who'd emailed in a question beforehand, very similar, about they'd used Facebook before and hadn't seen a much better response than a traditional method. There's the things that we do differently it's a joined up approach. So it's making sure that the messaging on your Facebook page is similar to the ads that we're putting out. So people want to feel that once they've seen an ad, that the first two things they do is what they'll go and check your website, and they'll go and check your Facebook page. We make sure that the messaging, the branding is all synchronized. There's a common thread through each of the between the ads and also your social media posting. They want to see, first of all, that certainly you're a responsible employer, that you're taking care of your residents, and that you are taking care of your staff. Those are three key messages. So your regular organic posting is great because that reaches an audience that's already familiar with you. Your Facebook ads reaches an audience that's never known you. So that these, if you put a little bit of money behind it, your reach, typically you'll start to see the Facebook algorithm that Adam talked about. That will start to kick in once you've got roughly about 8,000. Once you've reached about 8,000 people, Facebook, they will then get a proper understanding of who's your audience, who's interacting with you, and who likes your ad, who likes your brand, and who's really connecting with you. Once it hits that, around about that number, it will start targeting more and more people who look and feel like that, like your interested customers. So we would certainly, and Adam and I have come up with a strategy where we certainly we've kind of front loaded our spend so that we get through that learning phase, as it's called, on Facebook nice and early, and you start seeing meaningful responses kind of throughout your campaign. So, and it's because Facebook learns who your ideal customer is, if you like, because the algorithm is very quick to pick up on who's responding to your ads and engaging with it.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Gareth, hi Gareth, asked Gareth Macklin, do you find Facebook carousel ads effective?
We do. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the carousel ads, I'm never, responses to our Facebook ads never kind of cease to amaze me, to be honest, because one ad will really land and it's a carousel. One will really land and it's a video just of stills, really, just a moving slideshow. Sometimes it is a video, sometimes it's just a single image. One of our best ads in terms of number of responses, it was looking for nurses for one of our carers, one of our care operators. It was just a single image of their logo and the living wage logo on top of it, and that just produced such a great response for us. So it really, the key is, which Adam touched on in the presentation, is using lots of ads and different ideas, putting them out there, and then Facebook will tell you which one works best, and then what you do is turn the other ones off, and then you direct more budget into the ones that work. But you have to be in the ads every day. You have to be looking at the ads and seeing which is working best.
Thank you very much. Great. Well, it's 3 minutes to 2. We said this would be a 30-minute lunchtime webinar, and we've managed to keep to our 30 minutes. So thank you, everyone. I want to make sure that if we've got 2 minutes, anyone's got any more questions, please put them in chat right now. I'm curious as well as anyone has done their own follow-up on Facebook leads for care work. But if you have, just put down your thoughts in chat. But that's great. So thank you very much, everyone. And I hope this has been of value to you. You're going to get a recording of this. So thank you very much. And thank you, Michael. And thanks, Avril, who's helped put this webinar together. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.